see what stores have been able to sell through some of that. Joining us now is Melissa Repko, CNBC.com. All right, Melissa, walk us through some of the names, where they stand, because you went from not enough to too much.
Yes, it's been an abrupt shift. Target is really one of the big ones to watch. Target cut its profit forecast not once, but twice. In May and then in June, saying it was going to take very aggressive measures to cancel orders, to do deep discounts, to try to clear the way for some fresh merchandise this holiday season. Walmart's in a similar situation, but the difference with Walmart is that more than half of its sales come from grocery. So its hope is that people come in for the milk and eggs, come in because they know of the low-priced reputation, and they cross the aisle, maybe leave with some clothes they weren't expecting to buy. Kohl's and Gap are in a tougher spot. Kohl's and Gap, of course, sell a lot of apparel, and it's just simply harder to sell summer clothing when people want winter clothing, or sell them sweatpants when they want dresses. So I'm expecting that it might not be as rosy as some of the progress that Target and Walmart may have made. Macy's is actually an interesting one because at the end of last quarter, its inventory was only up 7% year over year, which was much lower than some of the double digits we were seeing among other retailers. So that may give them an advantage going into the holiday season because, again, you can bring in some of that fresher, newer items that holiday shoppers may want.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected to hear that. Okay, so maybe for some of these retail names with the inventory builds-ups, maybe it's not so good for investors, maybe it's not so good for margins, but is it going to be good for consumers looking to find some deals ahead of Christmas and the other holidays?
Yes, that's definitely the good news. Deals will abound this holiday season. And
abound?
Really, abound, yes. Because even if you think about last year, people were nervous about out of stocks. They were rushing to the store really early. They were worried about shipping delays. That dynamic has completely shifted. And so that means that almost everything, it feels like, is on sale and has been since October. Black Friday really started early. And so for people who are looking for a deal, they will be all around. The only bad news is it might be in categories like electronics or workout clothes, things that people, frankly, have already bought and may not want again.
Didn't we buy everything during the pandemic?
Yes, that's the dilemma that a lot of retailers have is how do you make it new and fresh and how do you create urgency? So much of what Black Friday is about that idea of the doorbuster, right? When you have weeks and weeks of sales, how do you create that same dynamic and excitement for people to come in and get something new?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, this push-pull that we've seen between goods and services as more people spend on more experiences. Melissa Repko, thanks for joining us.
What about
today.
air fryers?
Air fryers are still big, but a lot of people bought them already.